Hello everyone, welcome to Select Star. In today's video, we are going to solve a medium level interview question. It is an interesting question, so watch the video till the end, and if you have any question or feedback, do let me know in the comment section. Let's understand the question first. We have been provided a table that has 4 columns: ID, name, age and dates. Columns have some values and null values as well, and we are required to find out the last non-null value from all the columns. That is, our result should have 4, Michael, 40 and 2023 0101. Before going forward, I would suggest you folks to try and solve this question yourself and then come back to check my solution. I will be providing two solutions for it. The major challenge with this table is that it has nulls in all the columns. Hence, applying an order on it becomes difficult and useless. Our first step will be to create a primary key for this table. We will use the row number function to achieve this. We have a primary key pk for the table now. Let's create a common table expression of this query. Now let's forget about other columns and focus on pk and id columns, keeping in mind that we need to fetch 4 from the id column. We don't want to fetch the null value, so we will just put the filter where id is not null. So we have got the result. Now I believe fetching 4 for id column is easy from here. We just have to order the result by pk in descending and then put a limit 1. Let's put this in a single line and make it a common table expression. For remaining columns, we will apply the same logic, that is, we will copy this query q1 and just change the column names. We have created all the cities. It's time to fetch the result now. We can directly write select star from q1, q2, q3 and q4. We have got the required result. One thing I would like to point out is that whenever we use commas in from clause like this, a cross join takes place by default. Over here only one row was in every table, so there was no need to worry, but if you have more rows, be careful. We can achieve the same result as above by using window functions like first value and last value. I will provide solution using both, showing the difference between them. First, let's use the first value function. We will need the already created CT that created a primary key for the table. I hope the query till here is clear. We will be dealing with the ID column, so we have filtered out the null values from CT. The first value function retrieves the first value from a partitioned and ordered result set. Over here, we don't want any partition, so we will skip the partition by clause, but we need to order it by pk in descending order. Let me show you why. We needed value 4 from ID column. Since there was no partition by clause, we got 4 for all the rows in the first column. If we had ordered by pk ascending, we would get value 1 in the first column. Let's just limit the rows to 1 and then select the first column only. Now bringing it in one column so that it becomes easy to view when we apply the same logic to all other columns. We have got the required result. Let's solve it now by last value function. We will need the ct again. For ID column, again we have filtered out values where ID is not null. Now applying last value function, we don't need partition by clause again and order by pk. This time, since we are fetching last value, we will not order it in descending order. Let's run this to see the result. We have got the result, but it is not what we were expecting. We thought that since we are fetching the last value, we will get 4 as the last value. But here we can see that for every value of ID column, the value itself is showing as last value. This happened because of the default range of a window function. In case you are wondering, the default range of a window function is from the first row to the current row. Now, over here, the last value function returns 1 for the first row because for it, starting and ending row is the first row itself. When we go to the second row, the starting row is the first row and the ending row is the second row. Similarly, when we go to the third row, the starting row is the first row and the ending row is the third row. Hence, it returns 3 and so on. So, to use the last value function over here properly, we are required to update the range in which the last function looks manually. So, inside over clause and after the order by, we will mention rows between unbounded preceding and unbounded following. This has given us the correct result. Note that unbounded preceding means all the rows before current row and unbounded following means all the rows after current row. Now let's just put a limit 1 to the query and as we did in earlier solutions, make Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 and fetch the results for them. I also wanted to point out here that this default range is one of the reasons why I avoid using the last value functions because we need to be extra careful with the range. This will be all for today. Thank you for joining, and if you have any feedback, you can let me know in the comment section. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more such amazing content. Thank you for watching.